Well, it's Jack.
Hey, how's it
going? The storms are fucking killing me here. I'm going in and out, so you're going to have to stay on, and if you hear me drop out, you're going to have to be there for me, man. Fucking take this show over. Like only you can. The partying, I heard from Chasyn already tonight. He'll be calling in for sure. And last time we had him scheduled, you know all about this. Partying got in the way of the radio show and self-promotion. You know all about that.
He no-sold us.
He was selling the fucking rock is what he was doing, and I appreciate that. That's okay with me. That's the one excuse that I believe in at all times.
Let me ask you a serious question, Sensei. You ever mix Evan Williams with Mountain Dew? Is Mountain Dew acceptable? I mean, it's the only soda I have right now.
I'll do it then. I don't know. I've never drinking Mountain Dew for since I was a kid, so I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't like whiskey either. So the mixture of those two, it could either two negatives becoming a positive, or it could just be very, very hideous. But I would go for it. You might as well.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But listen, man, we got Chasyn Rance from Tool Academy coming on, and then later in the show, Mickie Knuckles, the Queen of the Deathmatch. What the fuck? That's some sort of show, isn't it? I mean, to me, that's a very diverse.
You notice recently, I mean, for a while we were stuck with, hacks like Mr. California, but in recent weeks, we get the likes of Jerry Lynn and Larry Zbyszko, and now we're going to have Mickie Knuckles and then Chasyn Rance. And, I mean, everybody wants to be a part of Awesome Bomb. We're really firing on all cylinders here. We should be able to get a 1.0 in the ratings, I think.
And we'll definitely get a 1.0, and Mr. California is going to put a syringe through your mouth for healing on him, dude. I can guarantee it. I hope that you don't have a fucking match coming up with him sometime soon.
Oh, no.
He'll fucking throw you.
I
cinder blocks.
Not a glorified stuff. No, I'm just fucking teasing. I love Mr. California.
But, yeah, fucking, dude, speaking of having matches, guess who's going to fucking be wrestling, dude? I got challenged to come out to Sideshow Wrestling. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to fucking go out there and whip someone's ass.
What's the date?
I think they're going to be April 16th, I think. I'm going to go out there and fuck someone up. Dude, this is the worst. I mean, it's going to be the worst fucking thing of all times. I just heard from Ace from Sideshow, and he says, You'll never believe who I got to fucking roast. This is the biggest insult of all fucking times, dude. Guess who they got the glorious one? No, I'm not gonna fight a midget. I'm not gonna fight a midget. It's worse, dude. It's worse. It's worse than you could believe. And the worst thing about it is if I would end up getting beaten, it'll be the worst. It'll be the worst, most devastating thing that could ever happen in the history of the world. I'm gonna be fighting a doink.
A doink.
A doink, dude. Can you believe that? They go out there and fight a doink. And it's not the real doink. It's not the doink from WWE. You can't be. I mean, like, if it was, then losing to him wouldn't be so bad. But it's going to be some jobber fucking in a doink outfit. And then could you imagine if I would get beat? I mean, could BFF Amanda ever look me in the eyes again?
Well, look at this. Look at this, Sensei. If you need a juggalo clown backing you up, you can count on Violence Jack.
Oh, trust me, I'm planning on rolling in deep because we're gonna ask Mickie Knuckles about it later. I'm not getting Mike Levy at Sideshow Wrestling of all places. You know what I mean?
Since your entrance, we're definitely going to we're gonna have like a Team Gracie, coming out with you at Hoods and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. But I mean, you just, no matter what, just don't let me get beat. That's going to be the most embarrassing thing. You know what, I talked to the guy, and I'm trying to get him to make it a three-way so I can bring out Billy McNeil to be in the match with me. Because I know that he's from St. Louis. For the people who don't know him, he plays Dash Rando and Billy McNeil, the Irish luchador. And I've seen him in awesome matches. And if I would get beat by him, or if he would win the match against a fake jobber doink, then I wouldn't feel so bad. But if I would come out there and get beat one-on-one, I mean, because you never know. I could get beat by a fucking doink. He'd shoot on me and fucking, I look like a Sting versus Rob Van Dam. I get beaten like 10 seconds. What?
Speaking of which, the big news coming out. Can you believe that Sting is still allowed in TNA after putting his hands on Dixie Carter? I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have a match with Rob Van Dam. I thought that calls for immediate termination.
I agree. Well, I don't really agree with you, but I see where you're coming from on that situation.
He put his hands on a woman, and not just a woman, but the woman that owns the company.
I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I think you're being a little bit too sensitive on that issue. I think, Scary Sherry didn't have any trouble taking the old atomic drop every once in a while. Hogan.
Scary Sherry was
That's true.
Professional, not a Southern Belle.
No, he didn't really beat her or anything, Come on, he was okay. He didn't, he just pushed her a little bit. Gave her a little love tap. It wasn't much of anything. Maybe she needs to be put in her place a little bit. Come on. Give him a little bit of credit. He is an icon. You can't just go firing an icon like that, can you?
I don't care whether he's an icon or not. That's unacceptable.
Can you believe it? Let's get back to the point of the whole situation, though, on that TNA show. And we'll have K-Ross Covington on a little bit later in the show, and I saw his breakdown. Him, and he's got a partner he called ICO. ICO called on their show, dude, I gotta bury this. He called WWE Adultland. I can't even watch it because it's Disney. And then, but see, luckily K-Ross got to watch Impact. I don't know if he liked it or didn't like it because he was busy kind of busting on it the whole time. But I gotta say, I read a bunch of fucking bullshit critiques of the show. I thought it was a great fucking show. I thought it was, except for Abyss, of course. Except for Abyss, I thought the whole show was good. I mean, I was entertained by it.
Honestly, that's the first time I've been highly entertained by a wrestling show since, I've been behind TNA for years, and the weekly pay-per-views I loved, and then they got, the Fox Sports Net impacts, and, it's like I understand they're compromise things trying to get a bigger audience, but I've never really enjoyed everything on the show. This is the first time I've enjoyed an entire TNA show, including Abyss and Hogan, because, the Hogan stuff, everybody being so concerned about him going, people were just shitting on that, that was cheesy and hokey. It's fucking wrestling. I thought it was great. And everybody's trying to say that Brooke Hogan is a terrible actress, and I didn't see any acting going on there. She was concerned. You felt like she's been crying about her dad wrestling for years and afraid he's going to get hurt. I think that Hogan has never smartened his daughter up. I think she thought he was going to get killed up there.
Hey, but speaking of getting smartened up, let's get fucking smartened up now because we have the man of the fucking hour here already. He's here, and he's going to tell us everything we want to know. And I'm Chasyn Rance. Are you there?
How's it going, guys? I can hear you.
Are you at the Ale House with Larry?
I'm at the Ale House with Larry, Scott Hall, Ricky Ortiz, and Mr. St. Laurent.
Oh, look at you. Now, that's a party. I mean, do you drink, too, or are you like Larry? You don't drink. I mean, you got the six-pack and the whole body. You can't drink with that, can you?
No, I drink. I don't drink beer. I drink liquor. It's quicker. But not right now. We just got done training at the wrestling school. We got all the students are gone now. We came over here to eat before we go back to the house and enjoy the rest of the night.
Well,
but what's up? You guys got yeah.
Yeah, before we get to the wrestling and all that shit, we gotta ask you about Tool Time because I actually or Tool Academy, not Tool Time.
Tool Academy.
Tool Academy.
Yeah,
your big show. You got a Facebook group dedicated to you being on there. I mean, there's a whole whole thing. And people saw you on there. You're the first guy to ever just walk out and tell them to suck it. I mean, you brought a chick. What? I got to find out how much of the show was real and how much of it, like when you signed up to do the show, did you know what you were getting into on the way in, or did you really think it was going to be like the Mr. Party fucking show?
No, well, here's the truth. It seems like everybody getting signed in WWE and TNA is either 6-foot-something, 280 pounds all muscle, or they were on a reality show. So I'm looking for reality shows to sign up for, and I did a couple. I signed up for a couple, and then my girl sends me one. She says, hey, why don't you do this show? Just go out there, do your Young, Rich, and Ready for Action, YRR stuff that you do in Ring of Honor and FIP. Go do your shtick. I'm like, all right, cool, great. Because it's like when I do that stuff, it's like kind of real life. It's just amped up a bit. But I mean, that